Hey, Shalom, I want to start off as always by giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shem Kudash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and honors to you brothers doing the work and truth while sincerity. Right, this is a new this guy Elon. He's at it again. He basically said he claims his Neuralink chip will allow you to stream music directly to your brain. Right, and I originally saw this on social, and seeing people that were liking, I was like, hey, this would be kind of cool, and this, that, and the other. But look, man, is all the technology in the mark of the beast, man. Scripture says, you get a chip, and we'll get it in a minute. Or you'll be inserted with a mark within your right hand or within your foreheads. Right now, this is exactly what this is talking about, man. You ain't supposed to be all linking yourself up like this, man. Right? You ain't supposed to be getting chipped. You're an animal, right? I'm gonna skim through this. As Elon Musk's from the Independent. Elon Musk's mysterious Neuralink startup is working on a brain-computer interface that will allow wearers to stream music directly to their brain. The technology entrepreneur has claimed. Mr. Musk will also head SpaceX and Tesla set to reveal new information. It says, what's going on there? It says he also said Neuralink could help control hormone levels and use them to our advantage, enhanced abilities, reasoning, anxiety relief, etc. Right, so you can see how they're gonna build this whole technology. It was like, you can be smarter and stronger, and further down you hear that it basically was like you can use it to help control. Where'd it go? It's somewhere here about anxiety and all of that sort of stuff, right? Helping people deal. Yeah, here we go. Earlier this month, Mr. Musk hinted that Neuralink's chip will be able to cure depression and addiction by retraining the parts of the brain responsible for these afflictions, right? This is part of these miracles, man, that this man right is given to the world, and people are looking. That's what people say. Oh, he's so smart, able to do all of that sort of shit, man. Miracles. Let's give it. Right, this is put at Revelation 16:14. For they are the spirit of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of that great day of the of God Almighty. Well, the point I wanted here was, for they are the spirit of devils working miracles, and part of these miracles is this technology, right, where they're able to put little bits of silicon or whatever, what have you, stick it in your brain, and then now you're able to do things you weren't able to do before. But the way Esau does it is always in wickedness, right? Because ultimately all those things that were listed were ultimately are demons, right? Let me get this. Fever. I think it's Matthew 4. But I'm not 100%, so I'm just gonna look for it. Right, it says fever. Well, okay, no, it must be Luke. It's Luke 4. Yeah, that's what I thought it was Matthew. Right, it says Matthew 8:14. Right, it says, and when Yahushua was come into Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother laid and sick of a fever, and he touched her hand, and the fever left her. Right, and she arose and ministered unto them. Right, I think the account in Luke 4 goes into it a bit more. There we go. So Luke 4:38 says, and he arose out of the synagogue and entered into Simon's house. And Simon's wife's mother was taken with a great fever, and they besought him for her. And he stood over her and rebuked the fever, right? And it left her. And immediately she arose and ministered unto them. So how shall rebuke the fever like it was a demon, right? It was like, get out of the woman, and it left, right? So, all of these different ailments that people have, you might see someone who's, screaming at themselves, talking to themselves. They just got demons on them, man, right? But what does Esau want to do? Esau wants to do things the carnal way, because that is the gift that he's been given, right? It's Ezekiel 28:3, right? It says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee, right? And once again, to do what he's doing is wisdom, right? But why? Because it's what the Most High has given him to do at the end of the day, right? There's also knowledge shall be increased. I believe it's in here somewhere, actually. Oh, it's Daniel 12:4. So like, where it says Daniel 12:4, behold, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Right, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Right, now the point I wanted here was the knowledge shall be increased. Once again, there's, Esau's been able to dig things up and do a load of research to get an understanding of things that before were not understood, right? And the rate at which technology has been increasing, you really got to think at the beginning of this millennium, the concept of these mobile phones as we know them, it was still dial-up for the most part. Right now you've got at home I've got a gigabit internet, man. Right, but when I was 5-6 years old, right, it was bloody a dial-up, man. So knowledge has increased, and when you look into that fiber technology, you got to give it to this man, right? What was I gonna say? Psalm 64. Right, where is it? So Psalm 64:6 says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them in the heart is deep, right? And what point I wanted here was the fact that they accomplish a diligent search, right? They research, and they pay people to just sit and research things, man, right? Because once again, you can't, an average Joe just can't spend their time researching who's going to pay the bills, right? Once again, these devils, with all the technology that they've created, they think they're creating it to their end, but really they're creating it to the Most High's end, right? This is it's 21:1. Yeah, 21:1, right? It says the king, Proverbs 21:1. It says the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as the rivers of water he turneth it whithersoever he will, right? So it's actually the Most High that has put it in the hearts of these elites to basically give the edict out to their researchers, or researchers work out how to do X, work out how to do Y, right? Why? Because they're ultimately working for the Most High, right? Whereas even wicked, day of evil. Proverbs 16:4 says, Yahweh hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Right, so the Most High, he made this devil. Right, and he's the perfect devil. When you really sit down and meditate on just how much of a devil Esau is, the so-called white man, you're like, yo, this man's the devil, right? But he's been made to fulfill this purpose and to do all of these things, to come up with all of this technology, right? To bring us to the position that we're in here, right? And we're closing up to the end, right? The thing that we're all waiting for, right? All the men of Great Millstone and all the people that believe the mark of the beast is the microchip, right? Correctly believe that the mark of the beast is the microchip, right? We're seeing all of these things happen. We're like, yo, we're almost out of here, right? This is Revelation 13:16, and he calls it all, right? Both small and great. So your average Joe to your celebrity, rich and poor, from your multi-billionaire to your, to us, right? It says free and bond. So those of us that are able to walk around freely, and those that are in the prison houses to receive a mark in their right hand, right? Or in their foreheads, right? Now what you see here is this Neuralink. Oh, snap. Don't do that. Oh, man. Yeah, because Independent's a pay site, paywall, so... Okay, no, it's still showing. So Elon Musk claims his Neuralink chip will allow you to stream music directly to your brain, right? So it's a chip in your brain, man, right? So that's that mark. You look in that word mark, right, from the same as a scratch etching stamp, right, as a badge of servitude. Yeah, how are you going? How are you going? What do you call it? Let these devils in your brain, man. Well, you read that. It says if they can control depression or whatever, that means they can control other things about you. They know more about you than you realize, right? That means you become the perfect slave for this devil. Because you really got to think of it, right? They can measure how much hormone you're producing for it. If you got stress hormone or anger hormone, right? When you see certain political people, then they will be like, oh wait, no, you got your insurrection or whatever it is. They can do whatever it is they want with you, man. Measure all your metrics. Why the hell are you gonna want this man up inside your brain, man? That's a complete slave, right? It says a stamp, an imprinted mark, right? So basically, you're saying that yes, Esau, I am your slave, right? You're saying that he is your master, because when you look in the law, right, when you about the Hebrew servant, about the all, right? After 7 years, you were to be let go. But if you loved your master, right, you would say, actually, I want to stay. And then what you would do is you go to the doorpost, put an awl, get an awl, right, and basically make an awl in your ear, right? It's not make an awl, make a hole in your ear to basically say, look, man, I am this particular person serving. Now Esau's trying to replicate this with this microchip. He's gonna put an awl into your skin, put that a microchip all up in you, right? It says, and that no man might buy or sell, right, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? So without this chip, you ain't gonna be able to do anything, man. Right? You ain't gonna be able to buy. You ain't gonna be able to sell, right? Because they're going just like right now. If you ain't got, you might have silver, right? But try to use your silver in Sainsbury's or Tesco or Walmart or whatever, right? They ain't gonna accept it. Why? Because they accept the fiat currency. Just like how on that day they ain't gonna accept your paper notes, because they will only accept that digital. Right now they don't want to accept the paper notes, right? So as always, Lord's word, I was edifying. Till next time, Shalom.